It has become some sort of a trend in
it's like a viral
recent years for humans in hot pot and also just massive hot pots.
So I'm going to teach you a little Chinese.
Yes.
This would be a play on words here. If you see this hot pot here, the hot pots usually come, or hot pot in this style usually come from either Sichuan or Chongqing. And they call the women of that region la meizi, which means like a
hot girl,
spicy girl.
Yeah,
right?
spicy girl. Yeah. It's the same as saying hot girl, really.
So there's actually a lot of hot pot restaurants called la meizi, and it would make sense to put an actual la meizi inside of the hot pot.
Inside the spicy side.
In the spicy side. Therefore, you got to play on
now,
words.
if they're really, really like smart, they put like a frumpy woman in the other side.
That would be interesting.
Just in the bland side. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, please forgive my, judgment.
I don't know if you
here.
watched Community, that show,
Yeah,
sitcom, but the school mascots like that, like skin.
Like if they put
thing.
Mrs. Trunchbull in the other side.
Yes, Mrs. Trunchbull should be on the other side.
Exactly.
Anyway, jokes aside.
Yeah.
They're not eating the broth out of this, just so you know. I know that sound like that looks like that's what's happening.
There probably are people that would eat that.
Yes, and they sell it in jars.
Yes, exactly.
On whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, this has become a trend. It's not just that.
Yeah, there is this place in Harbin where you can basically have a spa.
You go in there.
You go in.
You be the thing.
You cook along with actual vegetables.
Yes.
Which, okay, I don't know about this, man. Like, first of all, isn't that just a massive waste of food?
It's funny because this actually goes against a law currently in China, which is not allowed to promote food waste. And you'll see that in a little bit. We actually brought that up in the last episode.
Yeah.
But in a clip we're going to show you in a little bit, there's a whole thing that you have to say every time you film something like this. And you're like, oh, that's wasteful. Don't do that. And they're like, don't worry, I'm going to finish it. Yeah. You're not allowed to promote food waste. So it's interesting that these places even exist.
That's right. Anyway, let's get back to it. So you've got these ridiculous big hot pot type things going on everywhere. Kind of silly, kind of a fad. It's going away, hopefully. What isn't going away is the traditional way to make these like swan cai, whatever you call it. What's the actual name of that dish?
Pickled vegetables.
I absolutely love it.
Pickled vegetables.
But I'm kind of horrified that this is the traditional way to make it.
Well, this is what it could be a joke. I mean, it could be a joke to say this is how everyone used to do it.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the case.
Anyway, the fact
I don't think that's the case.
No, I don't. Obviously not this bad, but I want everybody to pay attention to this guy and his feet that he's removing from his gumboots over here because they're kind of filthy. Would you not agree?
Yeah, you don't need to point that out. I think people could see.
You think people could see that?
I don't need to have commentary.
He's eating it. Obviously, this has to be some kind of parody or something. I
think so.
No, the thing is, when I shared this a while ago, people did, some of my Chinese friends, they actually said, yes, that is the traditional way to make it. But of course, you would clean your feet.
Yeah, and that's maybe not how you do it now.
No.
Right? A factory does it in the 17th industrial plant
no, but
zone
look,
factory.
You've been to the rural countryside. People still do things in the traditional way.
For sure.
Like,
You're right.
A friend of mine's girlfriend she made swan cai, and she actually had this pot. It was in this apartment, and she put that stuff in there to like ferment for however long, and we ate it. It was delicious, but it was a very traditional way of just letting it rot, basically.
Don't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Let it rot or lie flat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this guy's just showing the traditional way. Now, I know that like wine is stomped on with feet and stuff. I get it.
Well,
so
traditionally. Again, I don't think that's like that anymore.
No, but you probably pay more for that.
Probably,
like organic,
I guess,
like traditional made ancient grain wine or something, right?
Ancient grain. If there's grain in your wine, you got a problem. You got beer.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. By the way, other than the disgusting, filthy feet, this is a great dish.
Oh, it's awesome.
This tastes
really,
amazing.
Really, really
if you have the time to try it, just make sure that you know where it comes from.
Yes.
And that it wasn't a filthy dude.
Is this xiancai or swancai?
It should be swan.
I can't read it from here.
Yeah. It doesn't say right there.
Oh, okay. It's so far away.
Anyway, speaking of, remember, we're talking about food stuff in general. And the biggest issue that I had with China is that the lack of quality control when it comes to food.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, you find street food in China. And it's delicious. I love Chinese street food. I think it's amazing, most of it. Some of it can go F off for sure. Yes. But, I'm not going to go buy some random chicken feet that are, spicy, weird. There are some things I won't touch. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
and malatang and stuff, when you see it's been out there for days, you don't want to go near it. But what I'm trying to say is that it's delicious, it's everywhere, but there's no actual oversight.
Yeah.
If you're buying from a street vendor, unless it's in a very touristy area where they have like permanent stalls set up, you're looking for trouble. This is just an example. I'd like you to pay attention to this street food vendor over here. She has currently got her filthy sandal that she's using a rag to like clean out her bunion feet stench. Who knows what happened, Maybe she popped a blister in there. Who knows? It's gross. She's been walking around in the slipper.
You don't need to make this worse than it is.
But it is, though.
You are that guy.
No, I'm not.
You're
like, she
guy.
lanced a boil, whatever. So now she's cleaned it out, and she takes the same rag to clean the cooking surface, the fruit preparation surface over there.
Notice that someone's filming this.
Yes.
Because they think it's disgusting.
Of course.
Yeah, no one likes this.
I'm just saying, like, look, she's using that rag to clean everything that she makes the food with.
I like this clip.
Me too. Anyway, I just wanted to show you, if you're buying from street food vendors in China, you're taking a massive risk.
Yes, but I'll do one up you here.
Yeah.
Not only from street vendors,
yeah,
but from factories.
Yes.
Like this one.
We have shown this before, but
Yes,
because
but
we're
it's
talking
great.
about food, fantastically clean place here. Bro didn't make it.
Ooh, I love that the flies are basically lining up to get inside the baozi.
Extra protein. And you know what? When it's mixed with that like green vegetable, you would not know the difference when it's cooked.
No way.
Think about it, because
You
it
know
goes
why?
like dark.
It's not just that. There's the black beans, the dried black beans.
Oh, yes, of course.
You want to know a funny thing?
What?
I know someone in China that had an elderly person at the table, and they were eating...
What were they eating?
They were eating those, those black beans you cook it into vegetables, just like that, right?
Yeah. It tastes nice.
They do, yeah. They're like fermented.
Yeah, fermented. They're very nice, yeah.
And there was one stuck. They had been eating. There's one stuck to the table, but actually it was a fly, and the old lady like picked it up and ate it, and everyone was like gagging in their mouth. It was so funny though.
Ew. Yeah, time
she
to get that
didn't care.
prescription checked,
She didn't care.
But she didn't care?
No.
Okay, so I did a video about this.
This is
a
fascinating.
while ago. These are the corn raiders.
Yeah.
Now, in the rest of the world, I think it's called gleaning. So basically, when a harvester comes to harvest the crops,
Yes.
whatever crops fall by the wayside, some places in the world, the farmers welcome people to come pick it up because it helps them out, but not in China because the farmers want that.
Yeah.
It's theirs, okay? So when crops fall off the harvester, corn or whatever it is, they want to go and pick it up themselves. It belongs to them.
The corn raiders are fascinating though, because it's armies of old ladies.
Yes, they hear about it's harvest season and they descend. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. So they steal. Not only do they steal crops that haven't been harvested yet, they just run in there.
When I said an army, I'm not joking.
They are. See, they're picking up the bushels of whatever it is, and
it becomes such an issue. It's farmers fighting old lady armies.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's insane. Like. Look at that. It looks like a war zone or something.
I know.
But
can we pause it on that particular clip, by
this
the
one?
way? No, the one right before that. That's Sky. Like, imagine the dystopia.
Oh, yeah. Let me get to it. Yeah.
Because we have some new ones, by the way. Corn raiding's gotten so out of control because of the economic downturn.
Yes,
People are really taking advantage of it recently.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. They're out there with lights, torches, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that just...
Look at that. Imagine being out there picking up scraps of corn in a country that your government's told you that you have it better off than Americans do.
Yeah.
And you're out there picking up corn kernels in a
little
polluted
scraps.
field.
It's not nice.
In the cold.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're burning that, like the chaff or whatever, the leftover harvest stuff. That's why the sky's so bad. But yeah, the reason I'm showing you this is a new clip has emerged of farmers fighting back.
Yes.
Because the farmers do not want these middle-aged to elderly people destroying their fields, because they don't just come in there and take the things. They kind of destroy everything in their path.
TIL corn raiding. I know, it's wild.
Yes.
It's absolutely wild.
Look at them go. Just look at them. They're like... Yes. So here's a farmer fighting back. Yes. So the farmer's like, get these corn raiders out of here.
Enough.
So he brings in his little pickup truck and he's like got a mounted cannon of fireworks. Take a look. It's hilarious.
That's insane. He's risking burning down his own field.
Yeah, exactly.
To get rid of the corn raiders. I love how the corn... By the way, pause it there.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
The corn raiders are not bothered in the beginning of this stuff. Can you restart that clip?
Yeah, sure.
They don't even care.
They're like, whatever, man. They don't notice what's going on. Yeah, I'll get back to that. Here it comes.
Corn raiding.
Yeah.
It's becoming war.
It is. It's like a war.
Civil war.
Look at it. Yeah,
You
they
guys
just
keep talking about civil war in America. Civil war is happening on the cornfields in China.
absolutely. Look at these. Yeah, they're not very phased, are they?
No, they're on the front line.
They're still picking stuff up.
They are. They just don't care.
No. Oh man, it's like Mad Max or something.
It really is. I just absolutely love the corn.
Yeah,
raiders.
corn raiders are hilarious. They're like an unstoppable force.
Yes,
The
they
fact
really
that farmers have to go out there and shoot them with fireworks to get them off their fields.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
It's funny, but also sad.
It is sad, yeah. I mean, it escalates.
does.
There are cases of like real bad things happening. Anyway, now this is a massive story.
Yeah.
Okay, about zombie meat.
Yes.
Now, where was this exactly?
I'm pulling it up here.
Mm-hmm.
So zombie meat happened in Yunnan, in southern China, Kunming, the capital.
Yeah.
And it happened on
We've been
October
there, and
16th.
it's a really
It's a
nice city.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty, and it's really a beautiful, mild weather all year round. It's always about 70 degrees.
Great blue skies.
Yeah.
Very nice food.
Yeah.
But also full of drug addicts and full of
Yeah.
people breaking. They broke into our car and stole our tripod.
Tons of crime. Very
Dude.
high crime area.
When we were filming Conquering Southern China, we parked our Toyota. The hotel had a parking spot, but it was full. So they said park next to the security guard's little hut.
And he's like, I'll take care of
Yeah.
you.
So we parked right next to the security guard's hut. Like literally, here's the security guard. He's looking out at our car. You can't miss it. Come in the morning, they'd smashed the window and stolen. We'd left a tripod on the back seat, but it was just in a bag. You couldn't really tell what it was. So they smashed the window to take it.
Yeah.
So by the way, when you hear people in China, especially propagandists, talking about like, oh, there's no homeless, there's no drug, there's no crime.
Gosh, especially
Dude.
after sundown there, it looked like Kensington.
Yeah, it
Remember
did.
all the zombies walking around?
Absolutely. Same deal, because that's the Golden Triangle over there. They've
Yeah.
got all the drugs coming over the border from Laos,
they're
Cambodia, all that
cheap.
stuff. Yeah.
Heroin.
So we found needles lying all over the
Yeah.
place. And of course, as soon as the sun went down, they're smashing your window to grab your stuff.
Yep.
So that is the bad part of Kunming. The good part of Kunming, like you said, is
a nice
the weather.
city. It's a nice
and it's a
city.
nice city.
Yeah.
But just like if you go to San Francisco,
Yeah, you're gonna see bad stuff.
Yeah.
Also, it's a nice city too.
exactly similar. It's kind of you could probably compare
Very
the two.
similar.
Very similar.
Mild weather.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so in this school, they found out that the food being prepared to give to the students was food from 2015. Meat.
9 years old meat.
Meat from 2015.
Yeah.
That had just been frozen. So as you can see here from the label, enhance. There we go. And it apparently comes from Brazil. So
Well, China's been making inroads with a lot of countries with that are because they're trying to avoid trade. Well, not avoid. They're getting cut off from trade with a lot of the West. And I say the West. I know that Brazil's in the West technically, but like they're getting like more developing countries to partner with them.
Well, I mean, here's what happens. Usually, because of standards in Brazil, presumably they're like, we cannot use this meat anymore. It has to be thrown away.
That too.
But someone enterprising is like, I can sell that to China.
It's true.
So I know somebody in China that'll buy it.
It's true.
And then they buy it and then they use it.
Yeah,
It's
this
like-
goes on forever. You could probably just
Yeah,
play it
I'll
out.
play it now. But basically, what happens is the parents found out because one of the parents was visiting and noticed the meat stank.
Yeah, smelled bad.
Like really bad, so called the cops. And this is a very long clip in the background. We'll just keep running it. But basically, what's happening in this clip is that's one of the parents brought the cops in, is showing them, look, all of this meat's rank. It's gone off. It stinks. And then they like open up the storeroom and they find out that the meat's from 2015. So this is what's called zombie meat. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's like undead meat.
Yes, undead.
Okay, it should have been, thrown away, discarded, because it's past its expiration date. But of course, to cut costs, they buy this expired meat, and because it's frozen, they're like, yeah, it's okay. Cook it up, cook it hot enough, so get rid of the smell, add a lot of spices, feed it to the kids. And it's just incredibly immoral to do something like that. But it happens in China a lot. This is just yet another example of this happening.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say, you know what the irony is?
What?
The 2015, the meat, right? In 2015, there was actually like, what was it, 100,000 tons or something of meat was busted in China that they were going to sell and use, / were selling and using.
They were using it, yeah.
From World War II.
Yes, that's right. In
So
2015.
they just passed the torch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So for those of you who are not aware, of course, during World War II, there was a lot of countries had to save supplies, ration supplies.
Yeah.
And what they did in some European countries is they froze meat and put them in like the mountains or whatever, in caves, or you know, they found places where they could store it long term, because they didn't know how long the war was going to, drag on, and you needed to have rations and supplies for your civilians and your army and stuff.
Right.
So a lot of that went unused, of course, because, when the war came to an end, now you've got how many tons of meat sitting in a frozen mountain somewhere. What do you do with that? Usually, you would get rid of it.
Yeah.
But you could also sell it to China, who will buy it from you and use it.
True.
Unscrupulous people. So imagine you're eating food from the 40s. You're eating meat that was born before your grandfather or something. It's kind of disturbing.
Yes.
Ancient meat.
Zombie meat.
If you found a frozen rabbit in your backyard from the 1920s, it just happened to be deep enough that it kept, and then you ate it.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm just saying. One time I did.
What's
by
up,
the way.
Mac?
One time I had like a freezer.
Okay.
And this is when I was like a bachelor, like a long time ago. And for some reason, like some sausages had frozen over. When that ice goes over it?
Yeah. It's when you have a leak, right?
Well, I guess, like an air leak or something. But anyway, it was frozen over. So I didn't know they existed because the ice was on top of it.
Right.
For a very long time. And I don't know how long.
Sure.
Probably when I bought the fridge, it was already like that.
Sure.
Who knows? Anyway, so one night, me and my friend were drinking, and we were really hungry. And I was like digging through the freezer, and I noticed a little bit of sausage sticking out there. So I chipped them out, and we cooked them and ate them. They could have been there for years. They could have actually been there for years.
They weren't from World War II.
No, but they were old. So
You did survive.
I survived. Yep.
Yeah.
Somehow.
That's a good lesson to learn.
Yes, don't do that, guys.
Well, basically, you're telling these parents, chill out. 2015 meat's not that bad.
Yeah, well, anyway, I do think it's pretty bad to have meat from 2015 fed to your kids.
Probably. But we have other things to show, food-related.
Yes, we do.
It doesn't all have to be grim zombie meat.
No, of course not. Anyway, the thing is, it's just another scandal that's happened, and this is something you do find in China, because China is the land of shortcuts and facades. If people can get away with it, they get away with it, and it's horrible that happens in China. Fake vaccines to kids.
Yeah.
Especially when children are involved, it's always very upsetting. So, of course, the local Chinese populace are incredibly incensed by this. There's been a lot of backlash about this. The school is now obviously cancelled whoever their catering company was, and they're getting another one in. But, if this wasn't pointed out by the mother, it would have just continued.
Yes.
I wonder how much zombie meat those kids have eaten over the years.
Probably a lot. But it wasn't mammoth meat. Yeah.
I'm so disappointed that isn't real.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is kind of bad to eat like a mammoth.
I think actually there would be potential. Think about this. The human diet has changed so much over time. You might even be allergic to those old ancient proteins and things. Like, it might not work.
You might catch some disease which you then pass on to other humans, and everyone dies.
Pretty sure that's how the next outbreak would happen.
Sure.
Eating mammoth meat,
Anyway, it's all fun and games until it's not. And so we're not going to show you the footage here. It's been blurred out for a reason. But this was a brand new restaurant that had opened. You can always tell because it's got the flower bouquets outside. And the customers went in there, and a group of them died from food poisoning, which are being, carted out here, about 5 people. And that's why I say it's always a bit of a risk in China because of the lack of quality control.
For sure. But you know what's crazy are these...
Yeah, let's lighten the mood.
I promise I would tell you guys about this trend in China where, and this is everywhere, obviously, is getting people to eat a lot of food on camera, mukbangs, that type of thing.
By the way, that mammoth meat thing,
What?
it was in my textbook.
That's so wrong.
It was in it like a history, science. It was in a textbook.
What are you guys learning in South Africa?
I don't know. I feel like other people had it in their textbooks too.
That's crazy. I didn't.
Yeah, but you're younger. There weren't these old-timey expeditions in your day.
I forgot you're from 1919 when this rumor is from.
Yeah, exactly. You need a pith helmet or whatever.
Yeah,
you go into the Arctic or something.
Moving on, I promise I'd tell you about these mukbangs because mukbangs are still popular in China. However, because of the food waste laws...
We have a challenge for you.
Yes, we have a challenge for you. Because of these food waste laws, you have to someone has to say like, oh, don't do that. That's wasteful. Or, oh, I'm not going to waste this. It actually has to be said in these videos. It's crazy. It's almost like this disclaimer. So you'll see that here. This type of mukbang stuff is very popular in China. But what the influencers do is take you somewhere and then surprise. Like the Western mukbangs, the Korean mukbangs, like someone in a room and they're like, look, I've ordered all this food.
Oh,
right?
I can't stand that stuff. Yeah.
No offense, but I think it's really gross.
Yeah.
The ones in China will go and try to get the public reaction or the reaction of the waiter or the staff because they'll try and order the entire menu and then proceed to eat it, right? And this one, I'm already like feeling gross because we had to watch this.
Yeah.
We actually didn't watch the
I didn't
whole
watch
thing.
the whole thing.
Neither did I.
No.
But she's going to go to this all-you-can-eat salmon place. And most people will go in there and they'll get like the meal and then they'll finish and be like, oh, I'm too full.
Yeah.
She goes in, and I just want you guys to see this because we were debating on whether it's even real or not
Yes.
because it's so insane the sheer amount of salmon this woman eats.
Yes.
And we want to know, number one, can you handle watching this? My mouth is elevated. Not in a good
yeah.
way.
Yeah, the food poisoning
Yes. I love salmon, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I don't think I ever want to eat it again after
Yeah.
I saw it. Even I only watched 30% of this.
Yeah, yeah.
是吗？对，2位，菜单上所有的都给我来一
Two
份，
people.
切的三文
She
鱼，鱼
goes. She orders everything on the menu. She's
Basically.
ordering the salmon belly.
单给我来5条，
买的先一份，一份是2片。
是说4条不切的，2份切的，
She's
然后
asking for ones that are not cut, ones that are cut.
再购买。
Whatever that
今
is,
天
slice,
三文
like
鱼主
slice
题之
salmon,
中
whatever. But
实现三
so
文鱼
this is
自
the
由。
beginning.
有了监督员加持，寿司
You can turn
也
it
是
down.
大
We don't actually need to
Yeah.
hear the dialogue.
Yeah, we don't need to hear the dialogue. And I don't want to hear the slurp noises either. I can't
Sure,
stand
yeah, I
that.
don't like that so much. Do you have misophonia?
No, I don't, but
Okay.
I think it's gross.
It is pretty gross, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, she's eating it like a shish kebab.
It's okay. That's impressive. It's actually deeply impressive.
Is it though?
No, but when it comes down to it, like the sheer amount. Because in the beginning, I'm already full now. Right? I'm already full.
Yeah.
I'm bowing out.
Yeah.
I'm full.
I'd be full.
It's like that.
Oh,
You know what I mean? The size of that. You know what I mean?
it's
You
just
know when you slice it for sushi, a sashimi,
Yeah.
you have maybe a couple.
that's like a
right?
whole salmon.
I know, like a whole ass Atlantic salmon or Nordic salmon or whatever. Everyone's very impressed, obviously. Some people are like, what the hell's going on? But there's this whole ass salmon meal,
That's
and it's
salmon
all
with
raw.
rice.
Most of it's raw.
Yeah.
It's just it's shocking the amount, right? And
Is
you
she
think
eating that
it's-
all the fried rice as well?
Yeah, like it's the whole taocan, like the whole set
Yeah.
meal, right?
Yeah.
But then she orders,
Like the cheese salmon rice.
yeah, but then she orders another taocan, another set meal,
Wow.
and then more of those giant slabs.
What? Seriously?
Yes.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, this is like
Isn't this wild?
it's not okay.
So your theory was that maybe this was shot over a few days or something.
Well, I feel like I don't see how she's managing to fit so much food inside of her.
right. But you've seen those mukbangs or those professional eaters, like they do, like those people that eat like 150 hot dogs or whatever, right? The
Yeah,
skinny
yeah.
dudes.
That's true.
It's absolutely insane. Like the sheer protein, like your body must reject that level of protein at some point.
It's
Oh.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Especially
There's
'cause-
something nauseating about
Because you
it.
know, seafood is not great when it comes to like making you sick.
Yeah, like that's what'll make you. I love seafood, but that's what'll make you.
I like how
sick.
that post is torn just perfectly for her head to fit
Oh yeah,
there.
it is. It's perfect. Yeah, that's true. I didn't
What's
notice
going on?
that.
She seriously.
She's still going.
I feel like this has to be another day.
That's what you were saying. I think it might be legit.
I don't think anyone can eat that much, really.
I think it might be legit. The real analysts out there will be able to tell like the lighting.
And now an okonomiyaki as well.
Yes.
That's literally like a whole pizza, basically.
I mean, that's like 50,000 calories.
Okonomiyaki is very calorific.
And it's so heavy.
It's thick, yeah. And she's eating a whole onion. Did you see that?
Just take a bite of it.
That's got to be the same bowl
All
of
right,
fried
pause
rice.
that. We
Okay.
want to ask you, is this for real?
Yeah.
Is this for real?
Yeah. If I play it backwards, she can lose weight.
She doesn't need to lose weight.
No, she's-
These kind of people that can eat this amount of food always have like such crazy metabolisms.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
that's not like we
Yeah.
can't do that. We would
Yeah.
just be fat.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Is
I'd
this
put
for
on that
real?
much amount of weight.
I mean, it's just absolutely insane. That like that right there. This is where it becomes unappealing to me because I like raw salmon.
You don't like people deep throating salmon?
No. I like raw salmon, but I like it when it's a piece.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't want
like-
to eat a slab.
No,
of it.
dude. Anything in excess is bad. You can
Sure.
take the nicest dish in the world, the nicest thing in the world, but if it's in excess, it just becomes horrible.
Sure.
you know.
Sure. But yeah, maybe she's a pro eater. I mean, it's impressive either way. But what I will say is that I want you guys to vote, and I'm going to pull the vote right here. We're already pretty much not unanimous, but the vote has enough votes. No, people said, is it for real? 63% of people say no, it is not for real.
Yeah.
36% of people say yes, it's for real. So I'm in the minority there.
I mean, it's obviously edited because there's cuts between everything.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So, I mean, either she's going and throwing it up in the bathroom or something, or she's coming on a different day, or
who knows?
I feel like there's something weird going on here because I feel like just the human body would reject that.
But you obviously have not watched Professional Eaters.
No, I don't.
There are people eating 200 hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch it. I'm saying, but you see it on TV. Like, that's more than this. That's more food than this.
That's true.
You know
what I really enjoy watching is the chili eating contests, you know?
Yeah, because you like when people get hurt.
I like to see people suffer unnecessarily
You
like
do.
that.
But
only if it's self-inflicted, you know?
Of course.
So it's really funny to watch them try their best to eat like the super hot chilies and stuff.
We don't need to watch this over and
No.
over again.
It's making me quite sick, to be honest.
That's enough. That's enough. All right, that's enough.
Okay,
right, back up.
Okay.
No. I don't want to watch this anymore.
It's okay. She's just slurping some junk up.
Stop. Who's the dude, by the way?
That's the person with her.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Because remember, she said Liang
she
Wei,
asked for
and
2
that's
people.
her cameraman, obviously.
For sure.
Oh, my word. Can she just stop for a minute here?
Why
Just
did
go
you
away?
have to fast forward, rewind, and then we have to watch it all again?
I don't want that. They didn't plan for that.
Okay,
Why
this
is
the
she
last
eating an
scene.
onion?
I don't know. I think that's for clicks.
I think the onion's to like palate cleanse in between all
That's true.
The
That's
sashimi.
true. Man, he ruined everything, totaled his car and every other car, but still got in the park.
But he's still parked perfectly, yeah.
Wait, what? Curtains in China, in cars, in fact, look like this.
Yes, they do.
This is unhinged, dude. What have you found?
Anyway.
What a segue, the turkey lasagna.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my life.